was, what's your class schedule? Are you expected to attend class? Is it hard to find a part-time job? So what advice would you give to students who are currently working on their applications? Hey there, you've reached Titi's Corner. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you. Hi there, hi, my name is Titi and you're in Titi's Corner. If you're a returning subscriber, love. Thank you so much for coming back. I hope you brought a friend today. And if you are new here, love, I'm so happy you're here. I hope by the end of the video you would have subscribed to the channel and joined the family, because we are a whole clan. We are building a tribe here. Now, as you can see from the title, today I'm going to be answering some of the frequently asked questions that have been asked to admission officers from Constructor University, previously known as Jacobs University. And on the 31st of January, we had a Zoom call where we got to answer these questions for prospective students, but I'm pretty sure some people missed it. So this is like part two, not part two, the same questions, but you know, a recorded version. So if you missed the session, don't worry. I have here about 15 questions that are frequently asked by prospective students. Now, this session was for graduate students, but these questions can also help if you're an undergraduate student who is considering joining Constructor University coming August or next spring, or this year or next year, whenever. So I don't want to waste any time because I actually have a class after this. So I'm just going to go through the questions very quickly. And just a disclaimer, these are the questions answers from my perspective. I am one person, I'm just one student, and this is how I see it. So if you ask somebody else, they might be different, but this is what I think. What else? The admission officer for graduate students, her name is Erin Dobby. I'm going to leave your contact and your picture on the screen somewhere. So if you're applying for graduate studies, feel free to contact her and she will be happy to help you. Now, the first question we had was, what's your class schedule like? And I'm going to insert my current timetable on the screen for you guys so you can see. But I would say normally in a week I have about 12 to 15 hours of classes, and it depends with the class how long it is. Some classes can be a whole 4 hours, others is just 1 hour and 15 minutes and all that. Last semester as well, we had 2 days that were completely free, at least from my timetable, and this semester I have no day that is completely free. So that's just to show how much more work I have in the second semester compared to the first semester. The next question is, how often do classes meet each week? So for each individual class, we only meet once a week. So I'm taking, for example, supply chain engineering, and for that class we meet for about 3 hours every Thursday, and that's it. And how many hours a week do you spend in the classroom? I think I already mentioned this. From my current schedule, I think it's between 12 to 15 hours of class time, and this is not adding the assignments or the group studies or the readings or the homeworks or whatever. So but just sitting in the class, it can come up to 15 hours a week. Do you have classes every day? Okay. This is all questions about the schedule. Like I already said, I do this semester, but last semester I did not, and I am a supply chain management student, so the schedule is different for other majors. So some people probably have a free day or maybe 2 free days, or yeah, it depends with your schedule basically. Number 5 is, are you expected to attend class? For most of the classes, not really. So you can choose to attend or not, but for German classes you must attend, and if you miss 3 classes, I think you are not allowed to write the exam without an excuse. So if you are not feeling well and you submit an excuse, you're okay. But if you miss 3 classes without any excuse or informing the professor, then you have to take the whole course all over again in the following semester. And I think for some of the classes, you are just expected to, you came here on your will, and if you want to pass the exams, you're expected to just show up, but nobody's going to come to your room and force you to come to class. No. The next question is, do you have a part-time job? So if you haven't watched the other video already, I talked about working in Germany as a student, part-time jobs, mini jobs, working student jobs, internships and all that. So if you haven't watched that video, I go into detail about how many hours can you work, taxes and things like that. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll put the link in the description, and if I manage to, I haven't figured it out yet, I will put it somewhere up there. But if I can't manage to do that, check the link in the description and watch that video. It goes into detail about the kind of jobs I've done so far, and I hope it can help you. But currently I am not working. And was it hard to find a part-time job? So I did my bachelor's and I'm now doing my master's at Jacobs Constructor now, so I have been here for a while. So when I did look for part-time jobs, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. These are jobs that I mentioned in my other video. I worked at Burger King, I worked at some packaging companies and all that. So these are more like warehouse jobs or jobs that you don't really need your degree for, or jobs you don't need to speak good German for. Now, when it comes to applying for internships or working student jobs that are related to your course of study, I did 2 internships, and I will do another video going into detail about that, but those are quite difficult to find. So I started my master's since August 2022. And I'm currently still looking for an internship or working student job, and this video is in February 2023. So for me it's quite difficult, but I know people that have been here for 2 months and have been able to find a job. And depending on your level of German, your connections, your applications and all that, you could find it easier. But for me personally, it's been a little bit difficult. Like I mentioned though, in my bachelor's I did 2 internships, but that was at the end of my degree. After 3 years, that's when I managed to actually find an internship. So yeah, not easy, but I was working throughout these other jobs that are not related to my course of study. And is it hard to manage the class workload with other activities, extracurriculars, part-time jobs and so on? I think one of the biggest things you have to be very careful about when you come for your master's or when you just come to university is time management. So as long as you're managing your time well, you should be okay. The problem comes when you take on so much, and I did that for some period of time. So I was working at Amazon as packing somebody yeah, I forgot the name, but I was working at Amazon and it was a night shift job, and I'm also going to school during the day, and I have other things I do on the side. I was trying to do YouTube, I was trying to do some other stuff and still have friends in the social life, and I crashed at some point. So I had to take a step back and say, what are my priorities? Because for me, I was so exhausted after working that I come back and sleep the whole day. Sometimes I miss class or I go and I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, okay, we are paying school fees. That's the most important thing. So I had to quit my job and kind of take a break and rest and, continue studying. But if you can manage your time well, you can definitely have a part-time job and still participate in extracurricular activities. And when it comes to extracurriculars for graduate students, I would say for me personally, it's quite difficult to participate now. As a bachelor student living on campus, we all could do something in the evening. We just go to the common room and maybe play some games or do some activities together. But now that I live, I have to walk, take a bus, get to campus, walk again. No, I find it very hard to participate in these events now because I really just don't want to go out in the cold and all that. But hopefully in the spring semester I can do a little bit more. But yeah, there are a lot of extracurricular activities organized so that if you are willing, you can definitely participate. How difficult is it to do everyday tasks if you don't know any German language skills, or if you don't have any German language skills? It's not as difficult if you maybe go with somebody for the first few days, learn the products you want to use. So if you know what shampoo and soap and deodorant you want, just go and pick them next time you go back and all that. But you're not really expected to just be talking to people on the streets, or if you go to the shop, you don't have to speak German to the cashier or things like that. They might ask you, do you want your receipt in German? And if you don't understand, just say no. I just say no, I just say yes, and I move. That was literally my whole bachelor's degree, was 9. Yeah, 9. Yeah, I need to move because I realized we've gone to like 11 minutes. Okay. How approachable are the professors? How approachable is the university staff? In terms of professors, personally, I've had a good experience with them. One of the things that I appreciate about Constructor is the student to teacher ratio, or teacher to student ratio, or whatever it's called. We are not as many students, especially for master's courses and PhD even more, I guess. We are, maybe for my degree or my course, we are only 22 students in the class, so we can all get to talk to the professor and all get help. And what Constructor does is they have these people they call academic advisors. So you're assigned an academic advisor at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of your studies, and if you have any question that is related to your studies or your teachers or something don't feel comfortable with, or you need any help at all, you can always go to them. There are also counselors available for students, and they are available for use. If you need anything, you can contact anyone. And I have not had any personal bad experiences with professors or the university staff. Even the people that work in the service, the security staff, I only have good things to say. You feel safe on campus and around the city? So this is a good question for me because I've lived on campus and outside. So when I was living on campus, I personally felt very safe. Like I said, there's security on campus and there are students working at odd hours, so you will not be the only one outside. But it's a very safe community for me. I never had a moment where I felt unsafe, like I'm scared for my life walking around, no. And now that I live off campus, I still have the same answer because, like I said, I worked in the evening before, and I would leave my house at 11:30 or even later some days and in the evening, and I did not worry about anything. And from my place, there's this foresty looking place, and I'll just put in my headphones and walk. I did not feel like anybody was coming for me. The only thing is I'm just scared of the dark, so probably if I hear any sound shaka shaka in the grass or something, I'm scared. But really, I never felt unsafe in the community or anything like that. So both on campus and off campus, I felt safe. How is the public transportation to and from campus? So public transport is, in my opinion, good. I'll insert a picture that shows an app that we use to see if I want to go to campus. For example, right now I have a class that is starting at 11:15. Oh wow, I need to hurry up. I have a class starting in about an hour and I need to go to class. You put in your location, you put in the destination you want to go to, and this app shows you, okay, so leave your house 5 minutes from now and you will catch the bus. You will walk 7 minutes, then you will catch the bus, you get off at this stop, and then walk 2 minutes to your destination. And you can also use Google Maps, of course, but that's the app that I personally use, and it's always on point. If the bus is delayed, it will also tell you that leave 2 minutes later because the bus is going to be late, and things like that. So I appreciate that. The public transport itself, the connections, it depends on where you are. So in the city center, maybe a tram comes every 5 or 10 minutes, and we are down here, so it's like we are a little bit far from the city center, so buses are every 15 minutes. And then in the evenings, it's every 30 minutes, and on weekends also every 30 minutes, depending on where you are. But the more the higher the density, population density in the area, the more frequent the bus comes, or something like that. Okay, next question. Has the university met your expectations so far? I would say yes, it has more than met my expectations. When you are applying, that's one thing I want to mention. There is a student handbook for each course or for each program. So please look through the program course. I will link the one to supply chain management in the comment section or in the description box. So look through it. If you're applying for supply chain, for example, it will show you the courses you are going to take throughout your whole degree. I'm going to put a screenshot of that for you. It will show you the courses you have to take throughout your degree. Now, when you look at it, for example, this semester I have econometrics in supply chain. I have supply chain engineering. Next semester I have programming with R. Last semester I have programming with Python. And if you look at it like, okay, this I can't do, or this is too much for me, or this will be too difficult for me, then you know. But don't just apply for a course without knowing what you're getting yourself into. For bachelor's students, the same is available for you. So look through the course catalog, look through the courses you're going to have to take and how many you'll be taking each semester, and just prepare yourself and make sure that this is something you're capable of actually doing. And look at the studies you've had so far. Don't apply for a chemistry course, I think, if you have never done chemistry before. That's not going to make sense. So, you know, look at what you do, what you did, and see if you can manage the other courses. What advice would I give to students who are currently working on the applications? That was fast. I want to go. I need to go to class. Okay, let me say that again. What advice would you give to students who are currently working on their applications? I would say, first of all, submit it as early as you can. I mean, it doesn't change much, but just get it out of the way. But before you do that, the one thing that I already mentioned is look through the catalog, make sure the course you're applying for is the right one for you. And then the second thing is your essays. Get somebody to proofread them for you, or two people rather, to proofread these essays for you, so that the essays you submit to the university are actually a reflection of who you are as a person. Don't lie in your essays. I don't think that helps. But write and make sure that and some of us are not from English speaking countries in the first place, so it's not your first language, it's not your native language. If you write an essay, just get somebody to proofread, make sure your commas, your punctuation is correct, because as they are reading, I don't think it would be nice to notice spelling errors or grammatical errors that could have been easily corrected. So just be very diligent and make sure you're doing your work very nicely. And as soon as you're done, don't wait until the last day to submit it, just submit it, and then all the best. If you're applying to Constructor at the moment, I wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you next semester on campus. So finally, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you have learned something and I've answered some of the questions that you might have. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to attend to them. If you've watched this far and you have not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're trying to do, because it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me, please. See, it doesn't. Subscribe. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I hope to see you in my next video. Bring a friend, leave a comment, like, and share this video. Thank you and bye.